Hi, it's Alaska Granny. What are MREs? They're meals ready to eat. They were developed by the military to make sure that soldiers in the field always had a ready-to-go meal that they could open and eat, didn't require any preparation. Misinformation has been circulating about MREs for many years that they last forever, which is simply not true. MREs were designed to last from 3 to 5 years. Sometimes they'll last for up to 7, but that's if they have been stored in a cool, dark, dry place. The idea that you have boxes of MREs and you have food into the end of the millennium is just simply not true. You need to have food that you know you can count on, but you also need food that you're willing to eat. I've opened a few MREs that were old, and trust me, they were not even edible. I'll put a link to a couple of those videos if you want to see about my opening and trying some old MREs. Don't count on food lasting forever if it wasn't designed for that. You need to use information to help you have what you need when the time comes. An alternative to purchasing MREs, which can be pretty expensive, is to put together your own, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. You can find a wide variety of flavors of foods already packed into pouches that are ready to eat. They come from healthy varieties, vegan varieties, gluten-free varieties, to just comfort food varieties. You can find them in pouches or trays, and then you can supplement with all kinds of prepackaged grab-and-go snacks. So today I'm going to put together some MREs that are going to be for my own bug-out bag, my get-home bag, and put them away for emergencies. Then in time of need, you can grab one, take it with you, or open it up and eat it. What are the guidelines for packaging up an MRE? Make sure it has a variety of foods and it equals at least 1,200 calories. You want easy to open and eat foods that can be stored away and that'll last for quite some time. For example, you could put together an entree with a rice pouch. Most of the pouches have between 300 and 400 calories, but you need to read them carefully so that you're aware of exactly how many calories you're putting together, because it varies from container to container. And you don't want to run short on food in an emergency. So pick an entree that you like, maybe 2 if you think you might get extra hungry. Then you can fill in with things like Pop-Tarts, Nutri-Grain bars, crunchy granola bars, packets of tuna. If you're vegan, you can look for some of the Loma Linda fishless tunas. These are the same concept of tuna in a meatless form. Then you can find packages of dried nuts and fruit. You can find dehydrated fruits. You can also find little applesauce pouches that are designed for children. The one thing about these though is the little top has kind of sharp edges. You don't really want a container that has sharp edges or anything that's hard and pointed, because it could actually make a hole in your MRE packet and then your food isn't going to stay as fresh as it can. For a drink option, I like these Echo Drink multivitamins. They're little powders that are actually vitamin supplement drinks. Then you can stir this into your water if you want a more refreshing beverage, or the water that you have doesn't taste very good. Something like this is healthy and it can help you enjoy your beverages more. Then you want a way to eat it. Make sure you include some sort of a utensil. I like to include a spoon because I find that forks the little tines tend to break off. They're also sharper and they can end up poking a hole in your container. I like to put them together with a paper towel. I wrap it around the selection of foods so that it helps buffer it from getting punctured. If you have a food saver, it's great to vacuum seal these together, but if you don't, that doesn't mean you can't make your own. Get some very sturdy freezer zip top bags and wrap them up in that. Get a gallon freezer zip top bag. They're extra sturdy. You can put your foods into it, squeeze out as much air as possible, zipper the top, and it's going to stay together for a long time, keeping it much fresher and together so that when you need it, you can still grab and go your homemade MRE. So let me show you a few of the combinations that I'm going to put together. There's all types of different foods you can include into an MRE. Choose foods that you like, that you're willing to eat, but make sure that you keep track of the best by sell by dates. They could probably last maybe a year past the expiration date on the food, but you want to keep track of that so that you don't end up wasting all of your food that you've stored. Things like crackers tend to break. Things like chocolate tends to melt. So be aware of the hazards of some kinds of foods that you might want to put into your homemade DIY MREs. Put together foods that you like in combinations that are going to make a full meal for you, and then put them in your bug out bag, your get home bag, with your emergency gear, and even store a few in your pantry. Make sure you have several days supply for each member of your family. And then when they're reaching their expiration date, if you haven't used them yet, take them outside, have a picnic, get them out and use them for dinner. Go for a ride out in the woods and hike around, and then have those for your meal. None of these need to be wasted. It's still foods that you like and are a regular part of your food storage and your emergency planning. Oh, Sammy.